Rachel. The next speaker we want to bring up, Rachelle Emery. She is with Health Freedom Idaho, and we're going to semi-close it out. Then we've got another gentleman who wants to a couple of minutes. So,
Rachel.
A lot of you have seen her, know her. Rachel, here you go.
Rochelle, it's Rochelle. That's okay. I get it all the time. Hey, North Idaho, how are you guys? It is so good to see a crowd this size. And gosh, you guys, what, 48 hours? You guys rock. Give yourselves a hand. Like, this is amazing. So I didn't prepare anything, and I'm not going to take as much time because we just have excellent speakers who are just so informative. Thank you, Tony, for coming. Let's give a round of applause for all the amazing North Idaho representation that we have. We are so blessed to live in amongst such beauty and also smart, patriotic, God-fearing people. So my name is Rachelle Emery, and I've done a couple of events. I don't know, I bet some of you were at the Liberate America event. Were you guys at that event? Woo! That was cold and wet, and you guys are awesome for staying around. We're going to be doing a lot more of this, you guys, so I hope that you are ready. This is just the beginning. We're going to have to fight back if we want to win. So I'm the North Regional Leader for Health Freedom Idaho, and people have asked me, what does Health Freedom Idaho believe in? Well, I believe that I came from a creator, therefore I am endowed by God-given rights. And if I am endowed by God-given rights, does the government own my body? No. Who owns your body? I do. You own your body. Yes. Not the government. And because we own our body, we get to make our own decisions about our health. Whether we think a face mask is going to help us, or whether we think not washing our hands before we touch someone's cart. I could pick my nose and then touch your cart. How's the government going to stop me from picking my nose and touching someone's cart? I'd like to see how, that's actually kind of frightening. Maybe we should be worried about that. How is the government going to force us to wash our hands after we go to the bathroom? So, I'm not a jerk, and I'm not going to pick my nose and then use your cart or whatever. I have my essential oils right here. This has a little bit of alcohol in it, and it's antibacterial, and it smells good, and it doesn't have triclosan, which actually kills your microbiome. How many people here know about a microbiome? Did you know that your immune system is in your guts? And that's how we stay healthy. How many here are parents and watched a baby, and as soon as they can get on the ground, what do? Everything. Our Creator knew what He was doing. He didn't mess up. He didn't screw up our immune systems, and He didn't require us to have vaccinations because, oops, I screwed up. Yeah. So your microbiome gets diversified by being exposed. We should probably give her sign back. She's been staying peaceful. Let's stay peaceful. Please give her sign back. Thank you. She's staying peaceful. I've already ticked her off. She pushed him? Ooh.
We got it on camera.
Can you stay peaceful, ma'am, or do you need to leave? I'm just asking if you can stay peaceful.
Then stop staying in front of the God sign. Excuse me, you keep on going in front of the God sign.
Let's calm it down. If you guys are here to cause problems, I'm going to ask you to leave. I'm going to ask you to leave if you're here to cause problems, but if you're going to stay peaceful, do you mind sitting down? Because there's a lot of people behind you. Thank you. I appreciate it. You have a First Amendment right just like I do. And I'm going to fight for your First Amendment right to say what you have to say. Okay? I promise I will fight for your right. Even if you disagree with me. I hope, I pray that you hear my words and you pay attention to this, because there's going to come a time when the government doesn't want you to do something that you want to do, and you're not going to get to say what you want to say, and we're going to come and we're going to back you up. Okay? That's what we do. That's what God-fearing Christians and patriots do. We fight for our rights. Woo! Who's feeling it? Wow. You guys, and I love Heather Scott, and what she was talking about was being the salt and light. That was a perfect example. That's exactly how we're salt and light. We remind people that they think we're the enemy, but we're not. They're not our enemy. They're our brothers and our sisters. And even though we don't agree, there's going to come a time. I know some of you know history, and we have some dark history, and it's been feeling frightening lately to see history repeat itself, isn't it? The best Nazis were the nice ones, the compliant ones. They made the best Nazis. So let's not go down that road. We're going to fight for our God-given rights. It's not just a mask, you guys. It's not just a mask. I've been fighting this lockdown pretty much since day one. We had the Long Bridge protest. Were any of you at the Long Bridge protest? That was way back. Yeah. And people thought we were crazy. Why are you protesting? There's a pandemic. You're going to get sick. And I said back then, we are exposed by fungi and bacteria and viruses in the trillions. If you're breathing right now or touching anything, you're exposed. And your immune system is what's going to protect you. So, I knew that this whole mask thing wasn't just about a mask, it's about compliance. And it ultimately is going to be about vaccination, and it's also going to be about tracking you to make sure that you had your vaccination. All you gotta do is look up Bill Gates. He's had this plan for a long time, and this just worked out so sweet for him, didn't it? Yeah, so, you know, I've actually been in this fight for 5 years. 5 years ago, California kicked me and my family out. Well, we fled because they kicked my kids out of school because I wasn't going to vaccinate them because I have a vaccine-injured child. I did vaccinate my kids, and they didn't do okay. Am I going to risk that with my second child after I watched my first child not react well? Back to God-given rights. Those children are my property. I own their bodies until they're 18 years old, and I make decisions for them. Mama Bear is right. Mama Bear is an apex predator. And she's the most dangerous thing to come across in the wild, isn't she? Yeah. So I felt that mama bear and protected my kids, and we fled. And we came here because this was supposed to be the safest place. This was supposed to be a place filled with patriots. And we thought that we would be safe. And then there was more tyranny. It followed, because you know what, it doesn't matter, you can't move, it's going to follow you, because there are psychopaths in government that want pure control. That's it, they just thrive on control. And there is a spiritual battle, you guys. This is good and evil. So, if you are feeling frustrated, if you're feeling, you know, I know everyone goes through this roller coaster, right? It's like day by day. Find a fellow anti-vaxxer, because we've been through this. We're used to losing. We're used to fleeing. We needed everyone 5 years ago, because then we may have won this. But it's okay, because we still can. We're here now, right? We're here now. We're here now. And the best thing that we can do is get organized. And I'm going to say what Heather had said earlier, too. Our Facebook numbers are out. Our days are numbered on Facebook, you guys. We're going to wake up one day, and we're going to be deplatformed because we said something that didn't agree with their narrative.
Parlor. We need to be on Parlor.
And so there's some other, that's part of our Health Freedom Idaho announcements that I'm going to give. Health Freedom Idaho is on Parlor. We're on MeWe. And we're on the main Facebook and Twitter and stuff. but it's really only a matter of time. We're going to have to switch over to BitChute. What are some of the other streaming ones that will take over for YouTube?
BitChute's the only big one.
BitChute. D-Live. So, you know, we're just going to have to talk about that. Find out the alternatives, because Google is just a giant, and they're basically buying all this stuff. And so, you know, we have to get organized. We also just have to get off social media. We got to meet each other face to face, you guys. We've got to build our community from the ground up. We got to start having regular meetings, and we're going to have to go to those board meetings. I've talked to a couple of politicians, and I've said, I want to take a frying pan and just hit myself over the head over and over again every time I'm at one of those meetings, because they're just roll on, they're boring, they talk, because they have these meetings, so they're talking amongst each other because they know what they're talking about. But if you've just slipped in, you're like, I thought I was a thinking person and was actually intelligent, and I have no idea what they're saying. And these people are taking our tax dollars and making decisions for us. They just made a huge decision for each and every one of you that you have to wear a piece of cloth over your face in public. I'm not okay with that. Are you guys okay with that? So, we gotta go to these meetings. We gotta know who our county commissioners are. Do you guys know who your county commissioners are? Do you guys know who your representatives are? Do you guys go to school board meetings and these public health meetings? We need to know who these people are on these boards, because they've just shown us how much power they can have. And some of these are unelected officials, you guys. They've been appointed. I remember our ancestors did something with some tea when they talked about taxation without representation. We're letting that happen, you guys. We're letting ourselves be taxed without representation. And it's beyond taxed. They have now infringed on your bodily sovereignty. So, this is wonderful. This is a great show of people, and I don't want to leave everything on a negative. I do want to ask that you go to healthfreedomidaho.org. Get connected. We have a regional group. You can become a member for $10 a year, that's it. And you get subscriptions, email subscriptions for our calls to action. People like Lou and me and the Panhandle Patriots and all the other groups, we're getting organized, okay? Because that's the only way we're going to win. We need 5 times the amount of people. This is great that we did this in one day, but when it really comes down to it, when it's really important, this is a drop in the bucket. We need more people, so we need to recruit and get signed up and get, you know, involved. Get involved in your local militias and start training, guys. It's time to wake up. So we're going to be taking some donations. This was a great event. Lou, you did a great job. The only thing I would say is we need a big giant PA so everyone can hear. And this can be our spot, right? This is our spot. This is our town. And we're going to have big speakers, and they're going to be able to hear us from the resort. So I'd like for you guys to consider donations so that we can have these events regularly. Oh, thank you. Yay, see, that was easy. That's great. And also, you know, I know that we're asking for a lot of money for lawsuits and stuff, but we've got to hit this at every angle that we possibly can. And I just want to encourage you guys to go home and just have hope. We know how this story ends no matter what, right? We know where we're going. But to be salt and light and to not give up, we can't give up. We can't give up for our kids and our kids' kids, because they deserve to live in the America that we grew up in. They deserve that. We don't know the time or the hour, so we have to fight for them. So I want to thank you guys for coming. God bless you all. God bless America. God bless North Idaho.